Hello, and welcome to The Worm Show. I'm your host, Thorn Jules. Today we have a feeding video with our friends here in the Box of Life. But before we begin, we also have some sad news, as I think you can tell. As I was sweeping the floor yesterday, I noticed that there was a very dried, very non-living worm. I suspect that, well, I'm not sure what happened, to be honest. Maybe it came out from under here. That's probably the way. No matter what, however it came out and however it met its end, I'm sad about it. And I would say, I salute you, worm. And as sort of grim as this sounds, I'm going to return him into the ecosystem, and I'm sure that he will be absorbed, reabsorbed. He, she, it. Just also realized that I forgot to turn on one of my lights. Let's see what makes the difference. Aha! That's better, huh? Right. Okay. What I have here is a little bucket full of worms, which I collected from the bottom of the yikes, bottom of the box. I'm a little bit disturbed because I see that there's a tiny bit of like moldiness growing on top. I didn't anticipate that because when I looked yesterday and I sprayed it, it was perfectly fine. Wow, that's fast. I really meant, and I should have fed the worms and put them into the container earlier, but I've just been sort of preoccupied, and oh wow. Jeez. Okay, this is bad. I'd sort of put in some food, and I don't think that I was very smart about the food that I put in. I see that the worms are still down there though, and they're there, but I really didn't do this well. Oof. Wow, okay. Well, that's not great. Not great. Oops, pardon me. I'm gonna knock some stuff over. Yeah, I put too much. Oh, sorry, Wormy. I think I may have put too much dried material into this container, and it kind of clumped together in a way that I was not anticipating. Boy, I added way too much. I shouldn't have even have added that stuff. This was really meant to be a very temporary thing. Actually, I'm going to put some water in here. This was meant to be a very temporary thing. Because, I was just moving these worms from the bottom to the top. But, I haven't been well, and I didn't do it yesterday, and I should have done it the day before, and so now here I am, and I really, in a sense, maybe it's not a bad thing, because this would have actually probably been a problem in the box, so I'm glad that it's not in the box, but it's not great. I'm going to use my hand because that feels like it's probably the better way to do it. I can see that the worms are definitely, they're down there. but they haven't been enjoying this like they haven't been. There we go. Like it doesn't. Well, okay. Yeah, no, they're okay. They're okay. Maybe it's just me. It's just me. There's a little baby in there, and that's actually one of the things that I was worried about, because I was like, okay, well, I'm most worried about the babies, the little tiny ones, because after I moved a bunch of these worms, I thought to myself, oh shoot, what if I've, maybe if they're really young, I shouldn't be moving them in the environment. Because like they could be, they could really need that environment, that moisture, and this material is not that moist, right? Ay caramba. I'm sorry, my apologies. This does not make the most interesting filming, I'm sure. And I hope that it's like, I hope that you can tolerate it. I'm sure by now I'll have figured out a way to edit this content. So I will be able to hopefully edit the worst of this out, so that this can be bearable to watch. I wonder how well this will be received, and whether this is going to be something that people will want to be watching. And I'm sure that by the time this video is posted, I will know. But right now I don't. Okay, so yes, I see that there's, the worms are in there. They've all clumped together. One of the things that kind of works in my favor is that once I start moving things around and the worms get a sense of it, they usually start to move out of the way. I don't know how they tell each other. Obviously, there's a way that they communicate, but they start to get out of the way in a hurry, such that after a while, if I get to a corner, let's say in the box, and I'm digging for worms, and I get to a corner, well, all of a sudden I see a whole bunch of them. They're all in the corner, trying to get away from me. Oh, poor things. Anyhow, okay, so I think that's good. I don't want to disturb them any more than that. I've gotten the little wispy kind of moldy material out. I've gotten all the... it was a huge mistake. What was I thinking? I have this brown rice stuff that I had that I was eating that is kind of gone out now. So I was like, okay, we'll throw that in there. But it's what was I thinking? It obviously wicked up moisture and started to clump together. Oh, silly. I could have anticipated that if I had thought about it. Okay, all right, so here we go. There is still some of that material in here, but I don't know, I'm going to be okay with that for now, because I'm going to be adding more moisture, and it's going to be going into it'll be going into the box with a bunch of bedding, which is also moist. Okay, so there we go. You can see there's a little... conglomeration of worms here, and there's a bigger one here. You can see all the wormies there. So there's quite a few. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this gunkiness on the side here. And I'll lift this up. Now, you can see, yes, I had a feeling that this would be looking very happy, and it does. There's a lot of happy worms here. I can just imagine how happy they were when I put the food down last week, all of that food that I put down there. So what I'm going to do now, I have washed this top layer, this top tier, and I wanted to put it down and to see and to judge where it would be. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some bedding. I think what I'll do is I'll put some bedding I'll put some bedding in the at the top here, underneath this, I should say. Well, so we'll put some bedding. We'll move the whatchamacallits here, yeah. Oh, yes. Looking very, very good indeed. I think you can see that. We have a whole bunch of worms on the top there. Some lovely fat worms. This one here is very impressive. Hello. What a beauty. So we will move these out of the way for now. Yeah. Okay, I actually want this to be on the top. So, and I'm going to put this here. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm making this up as I go along. I must admit that. But that's okay. This is kind of how we do. So I'm going to just sort of put this here for now. This is going to stay there. And then I'm going to add some material here. And I'm also going to add, oops, I forgot I put a worm in here. This is the food, so the worm is going through the food. Very happy, I'm sure. All right, now I've just added it to there. Now I'm going to add a little bit of food to this layer, I think. Just a little bit there. And then a little bit more bedding. All right. And then I'm going to just pull this up for now, nice and quickly, because I don't want to disturb anyone. Sorry. And then I'm going to put this and kind of, yeah, there we go. Okay. So that'll be the little kind of, we might call a bridge. Take it to the bridge. Then I'm going to put a bit more food here. Yeah, so I want to kind of just, I hope that this works. I'm really nervous now because of all the experiences that I've been having recently with the, the mold. Gosh, I'm a bit gun shy at the moment with all that mold. It's such a demoralizing thing. Speaking of which, I can't get the sprayer to work properly. Okay. And then we'll add a little bit of bedding. I think this is the plan that I have now, is to just sort of like creating a little mound and having this as an avenue for the worms to sort of be in but not fill the container. Because I really think that I just really didn't do a very good job last time around. You know, I filled the container. The food that I put in was tainted. I shouldn't have put that material in at the time that I did. That's sort of like the coconut oil dross that I had left over from an infusion that I made. Which was a huge mistake, I think. I'm sure that was the main cause. So I think if I kind of build this up as a kind of a multi-layer of bedding and food, I'm going to leave lots and lots of material for the worms to work on. But if things go pear-shaped, I'll have a better view. I'll be able to sort of nip things in the bud. and hopefully like have less cleanup, less mess, you know, more control. So that's the theory. That's the theory. I'm going to put these here for now, and then we have the rest of the bedding that I've prepared. I think what I will do is I want to introduce more worms. So I'm going to go worm hunting in the bottom again. I mean, it's obvious to me that the worms do not like being rounded up. I can, I can sympathize. I can understand. I wouldn't want to be rounded up either, especially when you don't know what the heck is going on, and there's bright lights and noises and all kinds of stuff. Vibrations, probably with worms. I imagine that's probably the number one thing. Tell me in the comments, anybody who knows better. Everyone who knows better, because most people know better than me on this issue. Anyhow, so I'm going to go and dig for worms in the bottom box. I'm not going to film that. I'm not sure that it makes the most compelling footage. But then what I'll do is I will introduce them tomorrow. Tomorrow or the next day, I promise. And then that'll help me to sort of keep an eye on what's going on in this top layer as well, as I introduce them, once I catch them and introduce them. Okay, so here we are. Oh, I don't want to put that on backwards or upside down. Here we are. We're going to have a little bit like, it's different. It's different. I acknowledge that this is a different setup than I've done before, and but I'm keen to make a change. Oh, can I catch these ones? Oh, come on. I got two. Well, 2 out of 3. I caught 2 out of 3. Okay, so, and there's another one here. All right. There we go. Put you in there. So there's a lot, and I want this one to be on the other side here. There we go. Yeah, okay. So, there we go. I reckon that should be okay, and if it's not, then I will catch the problem sooner than I have in the previous iterations, I reckon. Alright, so yeah, it's a bit different this time around. This the blanket's going all the way down and actually feels like it's going to disappear. Why not? We'll just push it down. Because at the moment there aren't any of those little beasties on the side. But once that changes and they come back up, I'll shift. And I think that should be okay though. I mean, like, let's see. That feels right to me. I feel like I've done this probably hopefully better than I did the last time around. And I guess we will soon find out. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. For myself and the worms, thank you for being with us. If you've stayed all the way to this portion of the video, thank you very much. You are hardcore. Please like and subscribe. Please comment. If you've reached this point in the video and you haven't subscribed, come on. It doesn't cost you anything. Right. We'll catch you in the next episode. Ciao for now. Well, what did I forget? I forgot the worms. Womp womp. Here I was like congratulating myself because I really thought that I had done a pretty good job of like setting this all up and making it even look good. I think it looks pretty. And I forgot the worms. There are some worms, obviously. There's the ones that you saw, which are part of they came from the shirt, a piece of cloth. But I forgot these guys. Alrighty, well, let's fix that mistake. I'm going to do this with my hands. Sort of bring it all together in a little wormy. Hello. All these lovelies. Red wigglers. Oh. There we go. I don't want them to go onto the side. I don't want them to just disappear down the through the mesh and into the bottom layer, into the middle layer. I'm hoping that they will be the start of the successful top layer, let's say. All right, well, I'm glad that that was concluded. Not that I would have forgotten perpetually, because, hey, I still had a bucket full of worms, which I had forgotten to put in. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now that, there we go, is better. That's better. I can hope that those worms... Oh, hello. I hope that those worms will get acquainted. Hello to this one, too. It's really lovely to see these little ones. I know that something is going well, at least, that there are babies. Okay, now I will put this one in the mix. There we go. Put the blanket back on. And here we are. Alright, I feel a bit better about that now. And I will check again, and we'll probably shoot another video tomorrow. I don't want any mold. So yeah, we'll check in again tomorrow. Ciao again. Righto. Well, I have decided, after my worm hunting, I've decided to just put the worms into the box tonight rather than waiting until tomorrow. No sense in leaving these poor creatures. And what's very interesting, though, and I wonder if you can see it, is that they have begun to, besides forming into a ball, they seem to have secreted a bit of foam. At least some of them have, which seems like it's defensive. I don't know. I don't know. Any experts out there, please tell me. Anyhow, I figured it made more sense for me just to add them. Now, there's going to be a lot of worms, so I imagine that they're going to all have to sort of make room, make way. They will all communicate with each other, no doubt. There's this terrible light and this giant who keeps messing with us. Yeah, that's right. I am messing with ya. I'm feeding ya and messing with ya and hunting you even. Oh my gosh. I hope that they are not territorial. I don't think they are. How could you be territorial when you're a worm? But I hope that they are not too disturbed as they start to move around and get comfortable in their new environment. Imagine some of them will go inside into the material, hopefully find food and be happy there. There's all that material in between the mesh and the second layer. So yeah, I'm hoping that this is successful. Really hoping this is successful. And I'm hoping that you'll stick with me as we see what happens next. And there's a little one on the edge there, and my OCD kind of makes it, well, I can't say I have OCD. I have symptoms of OCD sometimes. For example, I really, really want to move that. And I think I won't. I'll leave him. I'll leave her. I'll leave it. Off camera, I put the dead, dried up worm into the mix. Return him to his kind, and I hope that it gets regenerated. And I apologize to her for letting her dry out. I didn't even notice. I don't think there's any way that I could have stopped that from happening. It reminds me of a fish I once had that jumped out of its bowl. And unfortunately, I found it on the floor the next day all dried up. I was really not very... Well, I was upset. Anyhow, okay, enough of that. What a weird thing. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Ciao for now.